For all the talk of progress and economic development, few people are asking the people who live in the region what they think about the mega development project on their land. I've come to Manioutinam to find out how the people here feel about the dams and about the Vollant. Louise Andre Mackenzie is an 86-year-old Innu elder from the tiny community of Shanet, Quebec, 700 miles northeast of Montreal. She's singing a traditional Innu women's song. Mackenzie has deep and dignified wrinkles and a large smile on her face. Born in the woods far outside of Shanet and speaking only in Innu, Mackenzie says the new development projects threaten her community and culture.
I will always protect my land and my language. If you're aware, you know that our land is all broken up. Shefferville is broken and full of holes now. If I die, all will die with me. I hope the children will preserve it. This is my sadness. Even if I don't want it, they will break it anyways. It's already started. I know this because I have seen it. It's the children I have pity for. The impact of the development is that the youth are happy because they have jobs, but they are not conscious of all they are losing. They are lured by money.
Louise Andre Mackenzie is not the only one concerned about the dams. Almost everybody I speak to says they think the Plan Nord will cause more harm than good. Shanet Pilot, who lives on the small reserve of Ouachat, says she's already seeing the effects of the development.
Ils voient que le Plan Nord, là, c'est imaginable. C'est imaginable parce que y a les arbres.
People are saying that the consequences of Plan Nord are unimaginably heavy. The caribou have been driven far, far away. Our grandparents always knew where the caribou would be. Now they're moving away. Some men left to go hunting last weekend and didn't find any caribou in the place they were supposed to be.
Under the Plan Nord, the government insists that half of the northern region will be protected, and Quebec Premier Pauline Marois has stated that she wants to turn an area of land roughly the size of Vermont into a national park. Shanet's son, Pishu, is wary of such promises.
Plan Nord, ce qu'ils disent, c'est que y aura.
They tell us with the Plan Nord that 50% of the land will be protected and 50% will be destroyed. And when I say destroyed, I mean permanently, for good. But that destroyed 50% is 50% of our history, of our roots, our ancestors, and our culture. As indigenous peoples will be assimilated. For me, this is unacceptable. I don't want that for my children.
Both Pishu and Shanet have taken part in direct action to try to stop the HydroQuebec development on the Romaine River. Highway 138, the main route for the construction crews, has seen numerous blockades. Tree trunks are strewn across the highway to stop vehicles, and the protesters camp out beside a fire. Denise Jourdain, an Innu language teacher, was arrested at one of the first blockades of Highway 138.
I saw the eyes of my grandson through the barricades on the 138, and I thought, my God, this isn't what I want to pass on to my grandchild. This isn't what the mothers want to pass on to their children and grandchildren, interminable struggles.
Immediately after Jourdain was released from jail, she and other women decided to initiate a long march to the economic center of Quebec, Montreal. They arrived in Montreal on April 20th, just in time to lead an Earth Day demonstration which drew hundreds of thousands of people out into the street. But with some environmentalists calling for more green sources of energy, What about the energy the dams could produce? It turns out, some of it won't even go to Quebec. Clifton Nicholas is a Mohawk activist from the reserve of Kanesatake who has accompanied me on my trip to Manioutenam.
Green energy for who? You know what? Guilt-free energy for the South? Guilt-free energy for the Americans?
HydroQuebec says that electricity exports to the United States generated 15% of its net income in 2011. The company has been supplying Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, and other northeastern states with electricity since the 1980s.
We're not burning fossil fuels, we're damming up rivers. But in essence, when you dam up those rivers and you flood those lands, man, that's real sacrilege to people who have that connection to the land. But again, they're slowly diminishing the Innu people's ability to be those people, to be Innu. And it's like they did that to my people, right? They did that to Kanien'kehá:ka people.
As a teenager, Nicholas was involved in the infamous Oka crisis of 1990, when the Canadian Army sent 3,000 troops into Kanesatake to confront a Mohawk blockade against the development of a golf course. He says he knows the risks people are taking resisting the dams in Plan Nord.
It's very dangerous in this day and age right now to stand up, for any Indigenous people anywhere in the world. Particularly now in Canada, there's been a shift in towards a right-wing mentality towards resistance. Just look at the legislation that's been passed over the last, 15 years. That's created a situation that any type of civil disobedience, be it peaceful or not, is considered terrorism.
As our trip in the Innu communities winds down, so does the Mario Vollant hockey tournament, a large amateur competition which brings in Aboriginal teams from across Quebec to compete. Hundreds are gathered at the local arena in Manioutenam to cheer their favorite team. Teenagers are enjoying hot dogs and French fries. Again, from first glance, this Innu reserve has so much in common with many Canadian small towns. But what sets it apart is its struggle to maintain their community and lands against incredible odds. For Making Contact, I'm Aaron Lakoff in Manioutenam.
You're listening to Making Contact, a production of the National Radio Project. If you'd like more information or for CD copies of this program, please call 800-529-5736. Because of listeners like you, this show is distributed for free to radio stations in the US, Canada, Australia, and South Africa. To find out how to support us, to download shows, or get our podcasts, go to radioproject.org. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Our handle is making_contact.